Chicks No Dicks, where we chicks talk about football, politics, women, feminist men, and life that all that comes with it without being dicks. For us, it really is that simple. Just don't be a dick. That's really it. No dicks, lots of chicks. Today's episode, we're talking about womaning, what it means to be strong, empowered, fierce, loving, hilarious in the face of all that life throws our way. I'm Genessa with my co-host Feneisha. Hey, Feneisha.
Hi, guys.
And our guest, you'll never believe it, but also Feneisha.
Yes.
So crazy. And the craziest is that the Fenicias are cousins.
Yes, we were named by the same person. Yeah, so here we are. We're a month apart.
Yes.
Yep.
Clearly, they love the name Feneisha. I happen to really love the name Feneisha too.
I love it too. I think it's genius.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. Beautiful.
Totally genius. I mean, Genessa and Fenecia is pretty good too.
Well, you know what? I was telling Feneisha, I said, if I ever had a daughter, I'm going to name her Genessa. I think that name is so beautiful.
I think so too.
Also, genius.
Yeah.
Genius, exactly.
That's right. So, cousin Fenecia is going to share with us her journey with breast cancer, which she's getting rid of.
Woohoo!
We delve in. Are there any football thoughts we need to talk about?
Hopefully the Bills will win the Super Bowl one day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Genessa's a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
Feneisha.
Yeah. Wow.
I still root for the Bills.
Exactly.
Like, why can't the Bills and the Seahawks be in the Super Bowl?
It's possible.
That would be beautiful, you know? And you've actually seen the Seahawks go to the Super Bowl before, right? Yeah. See? Yeah.
We're waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're waiting.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
So, how about the state of our American Union? Any thoughts on that, cousins?
Trump and his tariffs with China, this tariff war is like really hilarious, and we're gonna be all screwed, but I find it to be very, very hilarious.
I'm thinking and hoping, right, that it'll be beneficial to America in the long run, and maybe we, just can't see, right, the positivity that may come from it right now, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I guess yes. I don't find it so hilarious. I like the attitude though. It's kind of terrifying. But I'm older than you, so it means more.
Yeah.
It's not as messy. I love the idea of something positive coming from it, and I think it has to, but we are definitely in a constitutional crisis. We are in an authoritarian state.
We are.
It's disgusting. Let's overthrow it.
Feel the same.
Yeah. But
maybe the positive thing that happened, all this bad thing, stuff that's happening, it needs to be rebuilt and get rid of and just start all over again.
Yeah. I guess if we could press the reset button, we'd reset and not have any slavery.
Yes.
We'd make the South actually figure out how to earn real income without free labor.
Yeah, using humans, insurance on humans and all those other things. Absolutely.
It's the American way.
Yep.
To try and get free labors.
Yeah, we'd get rid of
still the American way.
No prison industrial system.
Yeah. And maybe not sending, legal Americans to other countries to serve out prison terms that doesn't belong to them.
That's right. And how about women in charge?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to see a female president.
I
would love that. And I think she would do an amazing job. The way that I know men, I'm actually surprised that they're doing it without women. Well, at least without women in the forefront. That's what it is. They're doing it with women, just not with the titles that they deserve.
It's a saying, or there's a quote that's saying, behind every strong man, there's a strong woman. It's not behind every strong man, there's a strong woman. Behind every strong woman, there's a supportive man. And that's what we need to move. That's what we need to move forward to. You know what I mean?
I mean, if we didn't hate Elon Musk, we would say, tweet, 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 tweet.
Yeah.
But he's such a dick. He's out. He's out.
Yeah.
But it's true. Let's dig in. I mean, yes, we're talking about what it means to be an empowered woman, but let's dig in with cousin Feneisha, who's our guest.
Hey.
I was invited to discuss breast cancer. And one of the things, of course, that I always like to start with, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer throughout their lifetime. And unfortunately, for some people, they'll be diagnosed multiple times, right? Because there is that issue of reoccurrence. And hopefully in the future, there's some sort of science or technology that could really prevent that. But right now, with what we have, we're doing the best that we can. So out of that 1 in 8, right, I'm the one out of the 8 that has been diagnosed with HER2 positive stage 3 breast cancer. Stage 3 just typically means that it's spread outside of your tumor and that it is in other parts of your body, typically your lymph nodes. And mine is currently in my lymph nodes, and I am going through the treatment process to try and shrink my tumors and to possibly cure myself of cancer, because that is an option through chemotherapy. But with the type of cancer that I have and the stage, it's typically not an ideal situation. And so it's a process where you have to go through chemotherapy and you have to get surgery. Then there's immunotherapy for years down the line. And so this is just a journey that I'll be on for a while. And when it's over, it'll be over. And I'm praying that, reoccurrence doesn't happen for me, because that is an option.
Yeah. So can I ask a few questions?
Absolutely.
When were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed officially January 9th, 2025 of this year.
Okay.
I'm 34 years old.
How old are you?
I'm 34 years old.
Oh, you're a baby.
Yeah.
Well, how are you feeling and how are you, what should we know and what can we do? And
Absolutely. I feel right now, I feel extremely empowered. I feel very supported by my family and my peers, which I think is the number one. I think that's the number one thing that you need after your diagnosis, right? Treatment and knowing treatment, all that's fine and dandy, but you're not going to get anywhere without having a support system. And I'm so thankful and grateful to have my support system. One of the things that I
Thank
did notice,
you.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I noticed that I had to advocate based on my age and my family history. I really had to advocate for a mammogram. The doctors don't typically like to do it or give you one. They feel as if though you're too young, no one else in your family has had breast cancer, or you don't have a history of it. And so it's unlikely that a tumor that you may or may feel, is breast cancer. However, we're seeing more and more that people in my age group, they're being diagnosed with breast cancer as much as someone in their late 40s, So we have to advocate, be mindful, and really speak up and let our doctors know, I don't care. I want a mammogram. I want a biopsy, anything, even something as simple as getting, breast surgery or getting surgery on your body. Those type of things can really cause lumps to kind of fluctuate, which is something that I learned throughout this journey. And it's something that you have to check for if you do get, surgery such as lipo or tummy tucks or a breast reduction or a breast lift. Those type of changes can cause your lymph nodes to be inflamed, and then it'll cause tumors around the lymph node area or in your breast area. So it's something you really have to be mindful for and check, because you can have calcification in your breast that can create tumors that you may or may not have to get removed. So it's important to make sure you're also doing your breast exams.
Yeah.
If I don't know if ladies know how to do it or not, but it's important to make sure that you're self-examining yourself. Yeah, exactly. It's so important, because I know people who have felt something the size of a pea, right? And it's stage 2, because
So did you find it so you obviously found it yourself. So you
yeah,
felt something.
Yes, I did my own breast exam and I noticed that I had a lump in my right breast.
Did you feel anything or were you just doing a breast exam? Like, how did you know? Like, do you do frequently or did you feel different? Like, what triggered you or what provoked you to do that breast exam?
I do it. I just randomly kind of just do breast exams, just kind of feel on them in general and just kind of feel around. Um, just because I have larger breasts. So it's something that I've always done just to kind of just to check, just to be sure. And I'm very glad that I did because sometimes we miss it because people don't check themselves or they aren't, feeling around or they're dismissing it. And I think I was a little dismissive originally.
Right. So
Yeah,
you
there.
felt it and did you go to the doctor immediately or what did you do?
So I felt it. I started calling, trying to, make appointments so I can get a doctor's appointment. That was extremely challenging. The first appointment was months later, and then I finally got an appointment for me to see a physician, and then a physician actually has to schedule a mammogram. So you
Yeah.
can't just call and say I need a mammogram, so that was a challenge in itself. So once I finally saw a physician, originally they were saying it didn't feel, cancerous. It was probably just a general fibroepedema, which at times is just like a fibrous tumor.
Mhm.
And so that's what they were saying. And this is, before even having results of anything. It was just, oh, don't worry. So I did a mammogram, I did an ultrasound, and then they said they wanted me to do it again. So I did another mammogram, I did another ultrasound. I learned about things as far as categories, where I found out when you do a mammogram, they can tell whether or not you have cancer through a mammogram, which I did not know because no one tells you on the phone that your mammogram is something called a BI-RAD category, and it's 1 through 6. 6 means you definitely had it and you've had it in the past. 5 is the highest, which means 9 out of 10 you have cancer or you have breast cancer. And anything that's a 1 through a 4, there's chances that it may not be cancerous. So when I did my first mammogram, it was a 3. And so for them, a BI-RAD category 3 wasn't anything to really kind of stress over. I noticed the tumor started getting bigger. When I went back for my second mammogram, I was told that the BI-RAD was a category 5. So I didn't understand it, and there was no sense of urgency.
What was the duration from the first mammogram to the second?
A month,
Wow.
a month.
Oh my God, it gives me anxiety just to know that you had
Yeah.
to advocate so hard.
Mhm.
And then the medical field is so bizarre. Like you don't get good treatment unless you're making them give you good treatment.
And there's so many appointments, the way they spread them so far out. And it's
Wow.
like, oh, if you don't have a history of it, you're not considered a priority. So that I wasn't considered a priority. I kind of had like a breakdown on the phone with the doctor's office. Like, I need this. I could have breast cancer and no one cares. And no one is advocating for me. And I just had like I'm crying on the phone and immediately a doctor, she's like, okay, let's get her in, I guess. Like I'm tired of her calling
Yes.
back to back. Let's get her in. And she told me January 9th, my BI-RAD was a category 5, and she says that means you have breast cancer, and
Wow.
I don't know why anyone hasn't told you this, and I'm sorry, I apologize, but now that you're here with me, we're gonna keep things moving, and we're gonna fight from here on out. So I'm
So
just like,
you essentially, if I'm tracking this right, you like sometime in December, you felt a lump.
I originally felt my lump in
Oh my God. And then
July
you
of last year.
called and it took 6 months to get a diagnosis.
Correct. I couldn't even get in for a mammogram until well, I couldn't get a doctor's appointment just to even get in for a mammogram for until September of last year. So I guess now that I understand BI-RAD categories, the first time being a BI-RAD category 3, I guess it just wasn't priority nor importance, and I didn't have a family history of it. So more than likely, with a BI-RAD category 3, it wouldn't have been breast cancer. But I guess the second time that they did it in October, it was a BIRAC category 5 at that point.
It was a.
So essentially it grew.
Essentially, it grew and they were able to kind of tell a little better.
So here's the question, so with BIRAC 3, do they do anything? Like, would they remove the tumor? What did they do? Did you have a lumpectomy?
So with a BIRAC category 3, they wanted to do an ultrasound. They
Okay.
did ultrasound, and after that, they were saying it was inconclusive, so they couldn't make a determination. So that's why they said they wanted to do it again, second time around. Then after that, it was like you need a biopsy. You get a biopsy then. So then you have to go to a physician again, right? So now you have to schedule another appointment so that a physician can say that they're going to, or that you need a biopsy. So
Right.
you can't just schedule these type of
I
things.
mean, it just doesn't make sense that you had a tumor, it was growing. Why wouldn't they just biopsy it?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't that seem like far more efficient? Like, they're like, okay, you've had one mammogram, it's a BIRAC number, it's on the BIRAC scale. Just biopsy it instead
I
of,
saw 3 different physicians. 3 different hospitals, 3 different physicians. Until, the last one, like I said, I kind of just was frustrated. I'm on the phone, I'm crying, and I'm just like, I need someone to do something now. I need help now. I don't know what's going on, what's taking all day, but I need somebody now. And she was able to, to get the ball rolling. And I've been with the same hospital ever since.
okay, so you feel like you're being treated well now.
Yes, yes. And I didn't care how many doctors I had to go to.
Thank God you're a fierce advocate.
Yeah.
Speaking of empowered women.
Yes.
No, because I mean, I know this woman, I mean, it's not cancer, but a friend of mine hit by a car in St. Louis, lives in Seattle, visiting a friend in St. Louis, hit by a car, ends up in the ER. They're releasing her, and my friend who's with her is like, you can't release her, she's gray. Like, look at the color of her skin, like something is super wrong. Turns out she had a blood clot in her lung that they had missed. But had my friend not advocated, she would have been sent home to die, basically.
Yeah.
Would have traveled. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, insane.
And even throughout this journey,
I'm gonna just call the medical field a bunch of dicks.
yeah.
That's another thing we need to
Yeah.
reconstruct is the medical field.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Even like the treatment.
Mhm.
There has to be a cure for this, but
It's a cure
they
for
make
it.
money off of treatments.
That's right.
People being sick.
Mhm.
I mean, cancer's big business.
Yeah.
And if we have preventative measures, like I know statistics show, as Feneisha shared, that 1 in 8 women will have cancer, and the age. Why mammograms at a certain age? Why don't we start? Why is it that we have to get mammograms at a certain age, knowing that data shows that women our age group, and younger, because
Yeah.
Feneisha came across women younger with breast cancer.
Well, the other question is, why do we pay for health insurance and get crappy treatment?
Yeah. My
Like-
treatments are $100,000 for 6 sessions of chemotherapy. So it's 100,000. I had to get pre-approval through my insurance company in order for me to start treatment. And I'm
Right.
wow, 100,000. Like, sheesh. It's 6 hospital visits. But
No,
so
that's ridiculous. I mean, you do the math, that's, a little under $20,000 a visit.
mhm.
And
So
then all that chemo and all that. I mean, the thing is, it's big friggin' business.
yeah.
It's huge.
It's huge.
They're
And
capitalizing off of people's sickness.
yeah, and the insurance companies are billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are billion-dollar businesses. They have so much friggin' money. They could take care of all of us for free.
And there's a difference in treatment, based on the insurance you have.
Yeah.
There's definitely even something as simple as the chairs you get, the
Wow.
privacy you're able to pay for
Right.
there's definitely a medical and how do I say, like, a financial difference?
Sure, there's privilege.
Yes.
I mean, it's everything. We've designed this entire system that if you have more money, you can friggin' go to space for 11 minutes, like those
Yeah.
silly women
That
Yeah.
was so like
Mhm.
at this time, come on, guys, really? We're
It's
going to
pretty friggin' tone deaf. But
Yeah.
you know, you either get to sit in a nice chair during chemo
Yeah.
and have a foot massage, or you're basically on the side of the street.
Yeah, you're in an open room, everyone watching you, uncomfortable, so it's definitely different.
Yes, it's ridiculous. Did your hair fall out or did you shave?
Yes, my hair it fell out after maybe the third, maybe after the third session. It just falls out in the bed, it falls out in your hands, it falls in
Clumps
the
of
shower.
hair come out.
Yeah, so at some point I made the decision and I'm like, you know what? I'm not just going to keep watching my hair fall out. I tried to freeze it. It didn't work for me. So I just shaved it and I'm going to have to, rock the bald. And even with that, a lot of times the statements that you get from people who don't know you and the things that people say, it can be offensive.
Like what?
Um, oh, well, you have the face for you to rock a baldy because not everyone can do that, versus they have a thought process that maybe this is a choice for me.
Right.
I chose.
Well, you do look really healthy. So
Thank you. Thank you.
you
I
you look pretty hot.
thank you. I was driving in my car one day and I was like waiting to make a right-hand turn and the guy in the car in front of me, he like did like this. And it made me cry because I'm like, oh my, like, why would he do that? Like,
Well, he's a little bit of a pervert
yeah,
and
in a dick.
yeah,
and just clueless. I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, some you do see black bald women
yeah.
that, and you, but maybe it's just like you look like so healthy. Thank God.
I heard, but there's the same way there's me and there's black bald women, there's white bald women. There's so many women
See
that,
white bald women,
yeah, oh, I own maybe because I'm at chemo with them.
right?
So
Yeah, yeah,
you're right. So maybe, for it's us, maybe we have a comfort with it or something. But, for me, I see people and it's like, I would never say anything.
that's
I,
right.
I would never. I
You
would,
know what? I wanted to shave my head. I was in my 30s. I was moving to Nicaragua and I wanted to shave my head. And my hairdresser said, don't do that. It's not cool because of women that have cancer. And I was
yeah.
he's like, it's not a cool thing. Like, it's confusing to people. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But why is that?
Yeah.
Why is that the stigma? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I don't know. I mean, maybe we should all shave our heads and
Yeah.
be in unison, in alliance with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The way people think this is like a choice, something that I chose. People
Yeah.
genuinely think I chose this. And it's like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't, not to be rude, but I wouldn't choose this.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't have a choice.
But you're not wearing wigs.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm gonna get a wig. I was just telling her today, I'm getting a wig because I want to be comfortable in my skin and I don't want people to say anything to me. I don't want to draw attention to myself and I'm just gonna get a wig, but they just aren't the most comfortable. And when you're bald, they're kind of hot. It feels like your head's
Right.
in a microwave.
Right.
When you have hair, it can protect it and it's a
Yeah.
little different. So it's like I'm making myself uncomfortable outside so that I can feel some sort of comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or back
So
to your normal self, because I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it's a huge adjustment. You're
Yeah.
used to wearing hair. You see, go on her Instagram and her Facebook, the girl has so many different styles from A to Z, colors, all these things. So now it's like, I don't have that option no more. That part, that was a piece of me. She does hair and everything,
Yeah.
Right.
So that's taken away from her now,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's part of your identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't want this to be your identity. This is just a past.
No.
This is
I
a,
think it looks amazing, but I get it because I get what she's
no,
saying.
you look amazing without
Yeah.
a doubt. Like it's kind of astounding how good you look.
Thank you so much.
And you don't want that to be your identity because this is just a blip of your life where, we're just going to put this behind you as soon as possible.
Right. Exactly. I plan on beating this. I plan on healing. I
You
plan on
already are beating it.
yeah, I'm fighting and I'm beating it. My tumor has, gone down, so it gives me some comfort that it's working, because sometimes I do get anxiety about it, right? Um, and it's normal. It's normal, but I just I have to, wholeheartedly believe that I'm gonna win this battle, and it's just, it can be scary.
It seems to me that you're already winning it. And it is scary. It's scary for everybody. Scariest for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Mm.
I know.
Your hugs.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So,
it's a challenge. It's okay.
so challenging. It's so unfair.
Yeah. Yep.
What's happening in your TikTok world?
Oh, I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I post and I post my journey and I post how I feel. And there's a lot of women that are kind of battling the same thing. Some of them have actually already beat it. I do talk to women who have the same diagnosis as me. I that because I feel like it's something that I can relate to a little more, because there's different types of breast cancer, right? And there's different types of aggressive forms, and there's some that they say some are easier to beat than others, etc. So there are people who don't have the same story and journey as me. And that can be the challenging part about being on TikTok, because everybody doesn't have a success story. Everyone's not a survivor, and not everyone is going to survive. And you see that on there too. And
Yeah.
and for me to kind of be so prideful in my journey, there's some people who have been down this journey and they thought they beat it, and now it's back. It's more aggressive. It's in their brain. It's in their liver, their kidneys, and they know they're dying from it. And
Yeah.
it's kind of, they're kind of scared too. But they spew their experience on TikTok, and it's not healthy for people like me who are still battling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
my
with that, like, what can we do for you
hmm
and other women? Like, what do you want from the community? How can we be helpful? How can we create space and honor honor you and other women that are going through this?
To be quite honest, all I ever just need is just positivity, positive words, positive affirmation, because believe it or not, people with us, we already know the things in our mind that are bad. We already have people telling us we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that. We have people diagnosing us. We have people who think they're doctors and they're telling us what we should take and we should try this and try that. And when you're in it and you're in the thick of it and you have the diagnosis, you don't want to hear anybody who doesn't have it. You don't want to hear their opinion, because an opinion isn't helpful for you at that time and at that moment, and it doesn't support the person on their journey, you
Right.
know?
Right. Even though I've watched so much Grey's Anatomy, I kind of feel
Yeah.
like a doctor. I
Yeah.
could definitely do brain surgery.
Yeah.
Just because watching so much Grey's Anatomy. But yeah,
Yes.
I hear that. I hear that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
everybody's has an opinion for sure. I have a lot of.
I've had people tell me, don't do chemo, try holistic first. And it's like, I'm battling stage 3. I
Yeah.
don't have time for someone. Can't even understand for the life of me why you would tell me not to try chemo or
Yeah.
not to try,
Yeah.
like this could save my life. More than likely, this could save your life more than, be a detriment. So, why would you say things like that to someone who's in the thick of it? Don't say.
Yeah.
So it's just, you have to be positive. And even if you don't feel positive, I don't care if someone says it's in their brain, you know what? You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Just because there's still people who still live a long life, even though it has spread through other parts of their bodies. There's people who
Right.
live up to 20 years,
Yeah.
cancer and no treatment. So
Yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. I feel very positive for you. And I
But
know Feneisha, I'm so I have 2 questions about the Fenicias. And then I had one more question for you, cousin Feneisha. Who's
Yeah.
older?
Me.
Bossier? Who's bossier? Well, if this is just an audio that some people are listening to, they both pointed at each other. Hysterical at the same time with big pointy fingers.
It's not.
Are you both Pattons or do you have different last names?
Different. I'm a Love.
And I'm a Pat.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously Pat. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Love. How fun to be a Love.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You know, sometimes I just go by Love. They go, what's your name? I say, oh, Love.
Or just lovey.
Yeah,
Lovely.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I love that. I love that. Well, I do feel super positive for you. You exude positivity. Like you're just radiant.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and you're wise. I mean, I don't know if you were wise before this or if this put wiseness in you.
It's changed me.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Definitely, it's definitely changed me a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're having to tough something out.
Yeah.
You know, it does put perspective on how resilient humans are.
And how strong you can be when you feel weak.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
So what do you do for joy?
Okay. Oh, I get ice cream, and I don't want anyone to tell me not to have sugar because I have to
I
have
already did it.
right?
So did I. And I think Steph was like, subliminal, but it's fine. Like, I don't care. I'm holding her accountable.
Yeah.
I didn't say she couldn't have sugar. What I said was her latte. She can't have a latte every day or get a decaf. That's what I said,
Because with this condition, one thing, there's so many side effects to chemotherapy, and one of those side effects is taste buds. So
God.
you don't have the proper taste buds, and there's times where you don't even have an appetite to eat. And so when I have it, oh, I better eat something, and I better get some sugar while it tastes normal to me.
Yeah.
I get ice cream, and I get a pistachio latte.
Loaded.
And it's so good, and it tastes so good.
That sounds disgusting. Pistachio latte.
I love it. I love it because the next week it may not be good to me.
Right.
It tastes awful, or I may not have the stomach for it, So while I have it, it's like I have to have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was months where I could only eat fruits, vegetable, and mashed potatoes.
Well,
So,
at least you're in Miami where there's like delicious fruit to eat. You could get mango.
yeah. Oh, I love mangoes. Mangoes are my favorite.
Mangoes
my
are
favorite.
delicious.
Yes, I love mangoes. And so for me, I have to, when I'm able to eat or things like that, those are the simple pleasures that I enjoy right now. Is tasting food as best that I can.
Yeah.
The best that I can.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. When is chemo done?
So my last day of chemo is going to be June 20th.
All
And
right.
I'm having a pink ring my bell party. And I'm debating if I'm going to have it in like a hall or if I'm going to have it on a yacht here in Miami. But I'm having a party because my birthday is June 21st. And yes, and chemo is going to be over. I don't even care if the cancer is still there because I still got to get surgery. I don't care. But I am celebrating. I
That's
am
right.
celebrating this awful chemo journey.
Yeah.
That,
It's so
and
close. You're so close.
yeah, I'm halfway
I
through
mean,
it.
time flies, thank God. I don't know if it flies while you're having chemo, but
Yeah.
it does fly. It's moving.
It's
I do
moving.
not feel like it's moving that fast.
Yeah, it's moving. I'm not gonna lie. It's moving.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just think, and I just like, I can't wait until it's over and I get my hair and my taste buds back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna celebrate you big time.
Yeah. Oh, I still got eyebrows. I'm thankful for that.
I know. I was wondering if those were yours. They're real nice.
Yes. Yes, they're here and they're still mine.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like in grammar school, they used to call me like Eddie Munster and stuff because I had thick eyebrows and a unibrow and stuff. And look at me now. Look at me now.
Now, I would give anything for those eyebrows. I have nothing. I have nothing
You
going
know,
on there.
see, you know, so now thick eyebrows are the thing,
I
and
know.
they're shedding a bit in the eyelashes. The eyelashes aren't the best, but I still got eyebrows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you look great. You look
Thank
great.
you. Thank
Well, Feneisha, not cousin Feneisha,
you.
you want to
Yeah.
add anything?
And well, you know, just being with her on this journey, you know, learning about is obviously my cousin, going to be here for her from the beginning to the end. You know, I would just encourage everyone just to be kind. You don't know what people are going through. Be kind and be mindful. You know, be supportive. Learn to hold space for people, you know, and show love every day. That it's just simple. It's so simple. You don't know. It just can really change someone's life. So be kind. Be mindful.
So cute.
Aw, you can give me a hug. Yay.
I mean, if you're not loving love, you're missing out.
She's a little stinker sometimes, but I absolutely love her.
Yeah, well, it's been an honor to spend this time with you
Thank
both,
you.
and you'll have to come back on.
Yes, I would love to next time
Yeah,
I
when
have
you,
hair.
yeah, even if it's just a little bit of hair,
Yeah.
come back on after that bell is rung, and
Thank you.
we'll do this again. And I feel love for both of you. And I'm super positive. I wear my pink shirt, but it looks in this light, it looks a little salmon, but it's more pink,
It's beautiful.
lighting. And you know what? I think Feneisha's advice is we need to apply it across the board. We are living in extraordinarily challenging times,
Right.
and it's challenging out there, and it can be challenging inside. And so be kind, be loving, make space.
Make space.
Just hold each other close. This is all we get.
Yes.
Right.
This is all we get. We don't want to spend time fighting, warring. We want to be more like Feneisha Love.
Yeah.
Be loving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just lead with love. All
Yeah.
right. The conclusion is please, if you're listening, please share, please like, please support cancer organizations, in particular today, support breast cancer organizations. Follow Feneisha Love on TikTok. How do we do that?
Am Fee Love on TikTok, and I'm on Instagram where I post my journey at class act fees. Fees is FEEZ. And don't forget TikTok, FEE.
FEE Love. Got it.
Yep.
All right. I got it both. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Last word, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.